playing as an airsoft sniper can be really rewarding. Oftentimes, great reward comes with great risk.
Jesus Christmas. Oh, what the f***? Are you f***ing kidding me?
Sometimes that reward requires a sacrifice. To quote Sun Tzu, "In the midst of chaos, there is opportunity." You've joined me back at D14 Airsoft for my first ever sniper gameplay video. I spent a good portion of the quarantine crafting my kicking Mustang concealment system and was incredibly excited to finally use it. My backup for today is the TM Mark 23 in a Hexcam 5 Echo holster made by MC Kydex. The rifle I'll be running today is an M82 Barrett 50 cal converted to shoot the Redline N7 and a built-in Redline Gen 2 airstock. Our first mission of the day takes us into the hayfield for a single elimination capture the flag game. Eliminate the enemy team or bring the flag back to your base to win. I take up a spot on the western portion of the AO, as my teammates head south along the edge of the creek. My plan is to be patient, sitting just behind the front lines and attempting to take out the enemies pushing into the Connex containers near the flag. Unfortunately, the first player I target decides that a shot in the arm is not enough to call a hit. 2 more solid shots to the body finally wear down his armor, and he calls himself out.
First victim of the day.
This player takes a headshot like a man. With only a few minutes remaining, I break cover and make my way towards the flag.
Whoa!
So the warm-up ends up in a draw as we trade hits. Moving on to the first open field game of the day, the blue team is tasked with knocking down the enemy cones in different locations, advancing each time a cone is knocked down. Most Battlefield players will know this as rush.
I'm gonna start trying to work this way.
My plan is to skirt the western portion of the city, pushing past the chop shop and into the wooded portion near the objective. As my teammate engages at the nearest building, I realize that the enemy team has pushed closer than I expected. If I don't find someplace to hide, I'll be stuck out in the open and in the middle of a terrible choke point. With the enemy team pushing closer and closer, I decide to hide just above the creek. Although this is a great spot to perform a sneak attack, it's taking all my strength not to fall down towards the water. Friendlies are dropping left and right. It's time to put the power of the kicking Mustang concealment system to use. At this point, my legs are starting to give out on me, trying to hold this position. And the movement is enough to give up my location, as the enemy player spots me and takes me out.
Hit! Shot!
After a quick respawn, I cross the creek and skirt the unguarded and largely overgrown area that leads past the choke point. Looks like another player with a shield. Again, it takes a few hits to bring him down. My plan was a success. Now I'm at the Citadel, about to take over the only elevated position on this side of the field. The enemy has no idea I'm here. Big props to this player for calling his hit, especially since he was on the move. Now that the Citadel is clear, I can finally get back into the undergrowth and push towards the objective.
I move.
Here's a true test of patience. First it was a dead enemy player, now it's an admin. I'll wait them both out to see if I can get a clean shot. Now the clock's ticking on the second objective. Moving down the trail, I remember a great sniping position that faces the enemy target building. Unfortunately, there's too much overgrowth and I won't get a good shot. Here's a perfect example of risk versus reward. I don't want to take on the enemy players up close with just a pistol, so I decide to go low. The tough Texas undergrowth makes it incredibly hard to move. Even the slightest movement could give away my position.
Hit! Damn it! That's a good spot too. Risk and reward, baby. Risk and reward.
Although we ended up taking the second objective, the third one was just not in the cards and time would eventually run out. Hey Airsofters, thanks for stopping by to watch the vid. If you got any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, then head over to my Instagram, Solotron_Airsoft, where I'm only 24 followers away from 1,000.